So today is kind of like a coffee with Cat, except without coffee, because it's like 25 degrees outside. I have to have all the doors and windows closed because I don't want anyone hearing out there my little story I'm going to tell you today. Just go and watch the video. So today I'm drinking this Hartwell Jaffa, but it's the green apple version. It's okay, it's not bad. But it's been so long, guys, since we've had a little chat. So today I wanted to tell you a little bit about the story about why we moved to Finland in the first place, but also the situation around it and like things that were going on at the time, because there was quite a lot of moving parts, I guess you could say, and a lot of decisions to be made. And yeah, I guess I thought I would make this just to tell you the story. I think it's, I don't know, quite interesting, but also maybe to inspire somebody that was thinking of doing the same thing or whatever, I don't know. But really, I just wanted to chat with you guys because it's been a long time, or at least it feels like it anyway. So I guess we kind of start back in around about early 2017. Kat and I were both living in London, in a little town called Balham, southwest London. Kat was working as an actress. She was doing some acting jobs, but also working some office jobs as well. And I had what you would probably call a 9-to-5 job. I went to an office during the day, and yeah, I guess it wasn't really 9 to 5. It was 9 to 6, 9 till 7, 3 till 11 p.m, Saturdays, Sundays. Now, as maybe you can tell by my tone of telling that neither Kat or I were particularly happy with our direction in our careers at that point in our lives, but you know, everything at home was great. We had a reasonably nice apartment in a good location, and we didn't pay an awful lot for it. It was under £1,000 a month, which in that area is pretty cheap, probably £200 or £300 cheaper than a similar apartment, so we're very lucky to have that. That said, the apartment did have some flaws. For example, the water pressure was pretty much non-existent. If you tried to have a shower, I always explained it to people that came to stay as, imagine an old man is peeing on you. It's warm, but there's no pressure, and essentially you come out unsatisfied. And actually, having lived in Finland for an entire winter now, we've been here 15 months or so, and we were here over the winter this year, and we finally saw what insulation is, what triple glazed windows brings to the party. Because in the London flat, honestly, we were colder in that London flat than we ever have been in our new apartment here. So yeah, that says something as well. But anyway, let's get back to my job. Like I say, I was going to central London every single day, 9 o'clock till about 6 o'clock on most days. And yeah, I'd work some evenings. That would be then from home, which was okay, but I mean, it was a very stressful job. There was a lot happening and a lot rested on my shoulders at that point. Although the job itself was okay, I was working in social media, which, as you may know, that's kind of what I'm into, but I don't really know how to explain it, because the job itself was fine, and to somebody else it's a dream job. But to me at that time, I had a lot of aspirations, and having to get this job in the first place was a bit of a kick, because I'd always wanted to do YouTube full time, make YouTube videos as my job. I was so close. I was so close to that becoming a reality, but it got to a point where we'd come to Finland for the summer in 2016. We came home and it just wasn't, I wasn't earning enough to justify me doing it full time, so I had to get a job. But really every single day I was thinking about YouTube and making YouTube videos, so it was a little hard for me to kind of get into it. So somebody else would love that job, they would do great at it, but it wasn't for me. So I was pretty miserable, I have to say, throughout the 9 months that I worked there, just because I knew that there was something else that I wanted to do, and it was just within reach, but just not, I couldn't grab it, you know? And like I say, it was a very stressful job, and it doesn't matter if I tell you how much I earn now. I was earning about £20,000 a year, which living in London isn't much. It gave me just about enough to pay my half of the rent, pay bills, get some food in the fridge, and, you know, enjoy life reasonably. But, you know, Kat and I don't go out partying every weekend. We don't smoke, we don't drink really. So I had a little bit, you know, just to tuck away, but not enough to save by any means. So it kind of felt like a pointless endeavor. You know, I was going to work just so that I had enough money until the next month, where then I'd get my next paycheck. And well, so we got to a point in around about June in 2017 where I was like, right, I've had enough of this. We're gonna try YouTube full time and just, you know, give it all I got. So we were coming back to Finland. We decided we're gonna spend 2 or 3 months over the summer in Finland in 2017, and I kind of decided that that would be it. Those 3 months would decide whether or not this is actually something that I could do. Like, if it's possible in any realm, in any universe, if I can make a living off of YouTube. So basically, I gave myself an ultimatum, 3 months to make this work. And the reason I wanted to come to Finland for the summer is, as I'm sure most of you will know, that my audience is here. It's like 90% of the people that watch my videos are living in Finland, according to my analytics at least. And I'm pretty sure the other 10% are Finns living in other places in the world, but I don't know. So we came in the summer of 2017 and I had this goal, and I was just working on videos, just making videos, and to be honest, I didn't really have much of a plan outside of just make videos every single week, try and, you know, get people over to the channel, get people subscribing. I can't remember how many subscribers I had at that point though. I don't know, maybe 80,000. But you know what, June came and went, July came and went, and most of August came and went, and all I'd been doing is making videos. I was making money off of the ad revenue, but that was it. And it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And quite honestly, I was starting to prepare for the fact that this wasn't gonna happen. The summer was starting to wind down. There wasn't any real opportunities coming my way. And I figured, okay, I'll keep doing YouTube, maybe make video every couple of weeks or whatever, and it'll be a little side hustle, I'll make 100, 200 euros a month or whatever. And it'll just be a little bit of extra pocket money, and I'll just go home to London, try and find another job. And so it was probably around about mid-August actually, the summer was winding down, and I remember really, really distinctively where I was when this email came through to me. I was sitting on the dock at the summer house, I was fishing, and I got an email from an advertising agency saying that they represent a large Finnish company called Viking Line, and that they were interested in collaborating with me on something. And even then I was getting inquiries now and again, but let's say 70% of the emails that I get inquiring about this are inappropriate companies, or companies I don't want to, you know, associate with, or, you know, gambling sites, stuff like that. But this was really interesting. Viking Line was a company that I had, you know, used. I paid tickets to go there to Stockholm and stuff. And so I was like, okay, wow, this could be really interesting. So they kind of told me what they wanted and asked for a quote for my services. Now, at this time, I didn't have any kind of management, kind of like I do now. So I was kind of thrown in the deep end here. You know, here's this big Finnish company that wants to work with me, and then all of a sudden, almost overnight, I needed to make this quote and this kind of content plan around what they were asking for. And I'd never done this before, really. I kind of had a rough idea, but I didn't know what to charge, I didn't know what to write, or I didn't know anything. So yeah, pretty much overnight I worked on this pitch, emailed it to them, and kind of held my breath a little bit, because, you know, my entire career, I guess, kind of depended on if they came back and were like, are you kidding? But as luck would have it, they came back and they were like, yeah, this is really interesting. Let's meet and discuss it further. So at this point, I could not contain myself. Yeah, it all pretty much depended on this meeting. So I go, I think it's like late August at this point. I go to have this meeting with this advertising agency. Again, never had a business meeting around my YouTube channel really before. I go there and, cut a long story short, they like my ideas. They were happy with the quote I gave them, and yeah, then Viking Line and I were in business. I came out of that meeting and I remember meeting up with Kat in the city, and I took her out for dinner and, you know, just kind of celebrated, because this basically meant that we would go back to London in like 2 weeks and I could continue making YouTube videos because I had this, you know, collaboration lined up. That was really the turning point. If that hadn't have happened, would I be doing this now? Maybe, I don't know. Because that kind of gave me the confidence to say, right, we're gonna go back to London, I'm gonna keep working really hard on my videos. And, you know, I knew I had this money which would come in at some point, and, you know, we'd be okay, like for a few months. You know, it wasn't exactly life-changing amounts, but, you know, I thought if we were careful, then I could probably keep us afloat for 4 or 5 months, something like that. So we go back to London, not really thinking about moving to Finland just yet. You know, this is all quite new. And then October comes around and I get the brand collaboration with Lidl. And at this point, I'm just like, okay, this actually could be a thing, because like I said, ad revenue from YouTube videos, especially when most of your audience is in Finland, you don't get that much from ad revenue. So a big portion comes from brand collaboration. So Lidl came along, and this was like a very, very quick turnaround. They're like, we want you for this. We need you in Finland like tomorrow. So I booked a flight to come to Finland and shoot the Lidl video. But again, this gave me kind of the confidence that these companies want to work with me. And it kind of, after Lidl, we came back, and in my mind at least, I was thinking, man, if I really want to make a go of this, I think I need to be in Finland. So around about Christmas time, we go to Finland again, and I filmed the first video for the Viking Line collaboration, which was the Christmas food taste test on board one of their ships. And whilst on that trip, it got me really thinking, like, I really need to be in Finland in order to make a go of this. Now, of course, you guys will know that Kat is Finnish. She was born and raised in Finland, but I think it would be fair to say that Kat never really saw herself moving back to Finland. Her life was in the UK, it was in London. She'd gone to university in London and stuff, and she'd never really expressed any desire to move back to Finland. And I was very aware of this, but Kat at the same time saw kind of what was happening. She saw that this was a possibility. So when we had that conversation about, you know, maybe should we move to Finland? She was very open to the possibility. She saw the potential in it as well. It was probably about February or maybe even January, we decided that summer, when we come to Finland for the summer, we'll move completely. So that was the summer of 2018, where we would get married as well. And so it kind of all made sense. We'd move and then get married, and, you know, after the honeymoon and stuff, we'd just come back to Finland instead of going to London and find a place to live and stuff. But then it kind of got, maybe I got impatient, I don't really know, but the start of the year kind of trickled by, and I was just like, this is all time that I could be using, I don't know, going to meetings and, you know, trying to drum up some business for the channel and myself. And so I was like, I had to, you know, speak to Kat, and actually I think she brought it up. I think In fact, I actually remember I was laying on the sofa and I mean, Kat's amazing. She can read me like a book. I was laying on the sofa and she was like, something's wrong. Tell me what it is. And I think she even was like, do you want to like move this thing forward a little bit? And I was like, yeah, yes, please. So in the end, we decide that we will move in March. So we bump the whole move forward like 2 months. And so, yeah, we have to move quite quickly at this point now. We don't know where we're gonna live. Yeah, with not much savings. I've probably got a month or two at best, you know, for both of us, because of course I'm dragging Kat along with me at this point. And yeah, she put a lot of faith in me. March 2018, dragging us and our whole life from London, where she'd been very happy until I came along. And then, yeah, I dragged her then back to Finland. So yeah, then we land in Finland, we figure out a place to stay. Fortunately, our brother-in-law had a place that we could stay for a few months. And to be honest, it was a really great start. I'm so happy that it started the way that it did, because we landed in Finland and pretty much straight away I got like a request to go on a TV show, just like a small cameo, but still it was like, okay, people want me here, you know. At this point I signed up with Splay, so that they were trying to find me brand collaborations and stuff, and I was getting inquiries all the time, and yeah, then it seemed like, okay, I can breathe a little bit now, you know, because it seemed like it was gonna work out. Financially, that is. Yeah, that at that point, that was really the main thing. I wanted to make sure that I didn't drag Kat away from her life in London for nothing, you know. All of this worked out and it's fantastic, and we're so happy living in Finland. And, you know, maybe you've seen I've done some more collaborations and stuff, and things are going well. Kat's starting to get like some YouTube collaborations and stuff as well, which is amazing. So we're living a really happy life here in Finland. But you know what? I wonder sometimes if neither Kat or I had a YouTube channel, if, you know, I was still working that 9-to-5 job, and we then find ourselves in the situation that we are now, where we are expecting our first child. I'd be really interested to see what decisions we would come up with, because I think Kat had always thought that she would raise her children in Finland. I don't know if she would have seen herself raise her child in London. I don't know, I'd never really thought that far. I'd never even really thought about living in another country either. So I guess I assumed I would raise my children in the UK. But I wonder if we were still living in that flat in Balham and we were then expecting our first child, if it would be like, okay, let's go to Finland. Because a lot of people say, you know, if you're born in Finland, you've basically won the lottery in terms of being born somewhere. And I agree with that, absolutely. I mean, I don't think there's a better place in the world to be born, because the education system, as everyone knows, is fantastic. All the governmental benefits are incredible. The services work so well. So I completely agree with that, but I'd really, man, if I could be a fly on a wall in another universe and see what would happen, I'd be so interested to see where we'd end up. But I don't know, I didn't really have any notes for this video. I kind of just tried to follow the timeline a little bit in my head and give you an honest view of that timeline in terms of like where our heads were at, in like financially as well, you know, because I know a lot of people and I get messages all the time of people that are moving to Finland or want to move to Finland. They have a partner in Finland that they want to, you know, be with. And I know my and our situation is very different. I know not a lot of people don't have the opportunity to be self-employed and to follow this route that I did. But I don't know, maybe this will inspire somebody to take that leap of faith. because a lot of times things work out. I guess a lot of times things don't, but I don't know. Hopefully this helped somebody along the way. I also wanted to tell this story because it can be perceived that everything is like a bed of roses for people on YouTube and social media in general. And at the time, I wanted to kind of portray that. I didn't want to tell people that, you know, I'm scared I'm gonna go broke in like a month when we move to Finland. I don't want to kind of project that, and I don't want to show that because, you know, it's not exactly it's a little bit embarrassing, I guess, in a sense. And I guess that kind of vulnerability as well isn't very easy to show when it's happening. It's great in, you know, the future, like now I can talk about it and feel quite happy about talking about it. Everyone's situation is different as well, you know. I'm not gonna sit here and say just go for it, even if you got €0 in your bank account, don't worry about it, it'll work out. No, I guess the moral of this story is take a calculated risk, don't do anything dumb, but you know, if there's potential, maybe believe in yourself. Hopefully you have someone like Kat who believed in me as well. But yeah, take a leap of faith now and again. It worked out for me and us. I hope Kat feels that way at least. And yeah, at this point I'm just excited to see what the future brings for us here in Finland. After a year of living here, it's been great. I just hope it can keep going on the same way. But who knows? In 6 months' time, you might find me working somewhere. Who knows? That's the beauty of life, man. You know, you never know really what's around the corner. Anyway, thanks for listening to me blabber on for like 10, 12, 15 minutes, however long this video was. I know it's probably a bit longer than normal. But as usual, the drink is finished and so is the video. But guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this little story time, please give a thumbs up on this video. It really helps me out. Lets me know what you guys want to see. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. But otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. See ya.